Have you ever wondered why your heart races when you feel threatened, or why you feel calm and safe in a loving environment? This is where the polyvagal theory comes into play. It's a theory that dives deep into our body's physiological responses to our environment, particularly how we respond to feelings of safety and threat. It's an intriguing concept that touches the very core of our existence. So hold on to that curiosity as we unravel the polyvagal theory and its significant role in our daily lives. Imagine having a guidebook to understanding your body's reactions. That's the polyvagal theory for you. Let's delve into the heart of the matter. The polyvagal theory proposed by Dr. Stephen Porges is essentially a roadmap to comprehend our body's automatic responses to our environment. It's like the GPS system of your body, guiding you through the intricate maze of reactions and emotions. At the core of it all is our autonomic nervous system, the unsung hero that works tirelessly in the background, controlling many functions without our conscious effort. It's like the backstage crew of a theater production, making sure everything runs smoothly while remaining unseen. The autonomic nervous system is split into two main branches, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. Think of them as two sides of the same coin, each playing a distinctive role in how we perceive and respond to the world around us. The sympathetic nervous system is like the fire alarm of your body. It prepares you for fight or flight when danger lurks around the corner. It's the adrenaline rush you feel when you're startled, the quickening of your heartbeat when you're nervous. On the other hand, the parasympathetic nervous system is your body's peacekeeper. It's the calming force that takes over once the danger has passed, restoring balance and promoting rest and digest. It's the sigh of relief you let out when a stressful situation is over, the relaxation that washes over you when you're safe and sound. These two branches work in unison, orchestrating a delicate dance of reactions in response to our environment. The polyvagal theory posits that understanding this interplay can help us better manage our physiological responses and, in turn, our emotional well-being. So if you've ever wondered why your heart races when you're scared, or why you feel calm after a deep breath, it's all thanks to these two managers in your body. They're constantly on duty, ensuring your body responds appropriately to every situation. So it's like having two managers in your body, each with a unique role. Fascinating, isn't it? The polyvagal theory introduces us to an interesting concept called the polyvagal ladder. Now, what is this ladder, you ask? It's a metaphorical representation of our body's responses to the world around us. Just like a ladder, it has rungs, each corresponding to a different state of our autonomic nervous system. At the top of this ladder, we find the safe and social rung. This is where we want to be most of the time. When we're on this rung, we're calm, we're connected, we're feeling good. This is where our body is in a state of social engagement, where we can laugh with friends, enjoy a good book, or simply relax and watch the world go by. Now, if a perceived threat enters our environment, we start to move down the ladder. The next rung down is the fight or flight response. This is where our heart rate increases, our muscles tense, and we're ready to either stand our ground or make a swift exit. It's a survival mechanism that's been with us since our cave-dwelling days. Not exactly a fun place to be, but sometimes necessary. The final rung at the very bottom of the ladder is the freeze or faint response. This is where our body goes into shutdown mode, a last-ditch effort to protect ourselves when fight or flight isn't an option. It's a state of disconnection, of numbness, and it's a place we generally want to avoid. So you see, this polyvagal ladder isn't just a collection of rungs. It's a dynamic map of our body's responses to stress and safety. Each rung represents a different state of our nervous system, a different way our body communicates with the world. And isn't that fascinating? As we go about our day, we're constantly climbing up and down this ladder, responding to the subtle and not so subtle cues in our environment. It's like a silent conversation between us and our environment. We're always talking, even when we're not saying a word. Let's dive deeper into the star of our story, the vagus nerve. This unassuming nerve, the longest cranial nerve in our body, is the key player in the polyvagal theory. Radiating out from the brain, the vagus nerve forms intricate connections with numerous organs, including the heart, lungs, and digestive tract, acting as a biological information superhighway. So what exactly does the vagus nerve do? In short, it's a vital component of our autonomic nervous system which controls the unconscious functions of our body. The vagus nerve is the primary medium through which our brain communicates with our body, regulating everything from our heart rate to our digestion. It's constantly sending and receiving signals, helping our body respond to changing conditions. Take, for instance, the simple act of eating. As we chew and swallow food, the vagus nerve communicates with our digestive system, signaling it to ramp up production of stomach acid and enzymes to break down the food. It's a beautiful symphony of biological processes, all conducted by the vagus nerve. Now, the vagus nerve doesn't just orchestrate our body's responses in a vacuum, it's highly responsive to our environment. For example, when we're in a state of rest and relaxation, the vagus nerve helps slow our heart rate and promote digestion. But when we're faced with a threat or stress, it helps prepare our body for action, speeding up our heart rate and slowing digestion. This is where the polyvagal theory comes into play. According to this theory, our vagus nerve is split into two branches, the ventral and dorsal vagal complexes. These two branches work in conjunction, but also play distinct roles in our body's response to stress and safety. The ventral vagal complex is associated with social engagement and feelings of safety, while the dorsal vagal complex is linked to our body's freeze response during high stress or danger. In essence, the vagus nerve is a dynamic, responsive conductor, orchestrating our body's symphony of responses to the world around us. It's a complex and fascinating system, and understanding it can provide us with valuable insights into our physical and emotional health. The vagus nerve is like the body's superhighway, transmitting important information at lightning speed. You might be wondering, how does all of this affect my daily life? Well, let's delve into that. The polyvagal theory, in essence, is about our body's response to safety and danger. It affects how we react to stress, how we interact with others, and how we maintain our overall well-being. To put it simply, it's everywhere in our daily life. Imagine you're walking home late at night and you hear footsteps behind you. That's your body's fight or flight response kicking in, which is governed by the sympathetic branch of your nervous system. Your heart rate increases, your palms get sweaty. That's your body preparing to either confront the danger or run away from it. The polyvagal theory explains this automatic response. Now consider a more peaceful scenario. You're sitting with a dear friend, sharing a cup of tea and swapping stories. This calm, connected state is due to the ventral vagal complex, the social engagement system of your body. It's what allows you to make eye contact, listen attentively, and feel safe. It's the polyvagal theory at work again, but this time promoting social connection and calm. Understanding the polyvagal theory can also help us manage stress more effectively. When we're aware of our body's responses, we can take steps to soothe our nervous system. Deep breathing, for instance, can help shift us from a state of fight or flight to one of rest and digest. It's about recognizing our body's signals and responding in kind. The polyvagal theory also plays a significant role in our relationships. It can help us understand why we might shut down during an argument or why we feel more connected to some people than others. By understanding our own and others' nervous system responses, we can navigate our relationships with more empathy and understanding. So you see, the polyvagal theory isn't some abstract concept confined to the realms of psychology textbooks. It's an integral part of our daily lives, shaping our experiences and interactions. Knowledge of the polyvagal theory isn't just fascinating, it's a tool for managing our lives more effectively. So we've taken a journey through the polyvagal theory, from understanding its basics to seeing it in action. We've learned that this theory, developed by Dr. Stephen Porges, is a framework that helps us understand how our body responds to stress and danger. The polyvagal theory introduced us to the concept of the vagal brake, explaining how our body can swiftly shift from a calm state to a state of alert, ready to respond to any perceived threats. This is all regulated by the vagus nerve, the 10th cranial nerve, which plays a pivotal role in our body's automatic nervous system. We discovered the polyvagal ladder, a metaphorical ladder that explains the hierarchical nature of our body's responses to stress. This ladder helps us understand that our body's reactions are not just random, but rather a pre-programmed series of steps designed to keep us safe. Perhaps most importantly, we've seen how the polyvagal theory applies to our daily lives. It's not just about understanding our body's responses to stress, but also about recognizing these responses in others. This understanding can help us empathize with others, build stronger relationships, and create a healthier social environment. In the grand scheme of things, The polyvagal theory gives us a greater understanding of ourselves. It's a vital tool that helps us navigate the world, manage stress, and empathize with others. Remember, the polyvagal theory is like a guidebook to your body's reactions. The more you understand it, the better you can navigate your life.